What is this?
It's an alethiometer. It tells the truth.
Based on New Line Cinema's upcoming feature film, Sega brings you a behind-the-scenes look at the official video game of the movie, The Golden Compass.
The Golden Compass is the first in a trilogy by Philip Pullman called His Dark Materials that New Line is putting together, and we're very excited to be working with him on this project.
I read the books many years ago. To be given the opportunity to work on this, The Golden Compass, with New Line Cinema, has been a blast, and we're having a great time doing it.
This title has everything. There's magic, there's mystery, there's adventure, there's action, there's suspense, there's drama. It's a great story.
I propose to discover a world much like our own in a parallel universe.
I think it's a very intelligent book and it's a very intelligent story.
It has just enough of a fantasy feel mixed with an alternate universe type look that makes it pretty exciting to work on.
In a parallel universe, young Lyra journeys to the far north to save her kidnapped best friend.
Golden Compass is an exciting game. It's a wonderful fantasy world.
On her adventure, she makes new friends, encounters strange and wondrous creatures, and meets mysterious people who are not always what they seem.
I look at video games as the convergence, the natural progression. The tool sets have started to become very close to the same. Now we have specialized teams of artisans who trained in film and TV classically and have transferred that knowledge and that style over to the video game area.
The goal was to design a video game that allows players to interact with stunning environments based on those in the movie.
Before sets were being built, we had access to whatever concept art they were creating. New Line's provided us with several pieces representing the tone and the atmosphere of the game, information about all the sets and the plans.
This project is quite a bit different than anything I've worked on before. We are experiencing a world that none of us have ever seen before. We get reference from the film set, and we right away have a launching pad for what we need to strive for.
Everybody's just been really helpful, working together to see that this is the best game we can possibly make.
Capturing the rich design and production values of the movie was key for the development of the game.
We'll decide what can I do to add drama to this place, to help set the tone, the mood, and that introduces the opportunity for a visual approach that we've not touched on before.
We have two very distinct different modes. When you're playing as Lyra with York, it's a straight-up combat game. As the player progresses through the game, Lyra does in fact mature as a character. So the further you get into the game, her knowledge increases as she learns more about the world that she's in, partially through use of the alethiometer, which inherently also allows her to grow and allows Pan to grow. And then as Pan becomes more capable, it allows Lyra more physical abilities to actually move through the environment.
We've protected her as long as we could.
You have no idea what's at stake.
I have a contract with the child.
Are you familiar with the prophecies of the witches?
She must be found.
Creating multiple characters that the player can control simultaneously presented exciting challenges for the development team.
We were provided with cyber scans of the heads of Lyra and the actors. We would receive photos from the costume department of her standing, various angles, some rotations, which really was the saving grace for creating characters that look like they do in the movie. We focused on Pan's shape-shifting abilities, how these shape-shifting abilities will work and react, how Lyra will work with Pan in tandem to work her way through these series of obstacles.
York's path is much more physically based, where Lyra's role is to figure things out. His is much more simply just to crash through.
Researching the behavior and movement of animals in natural settings was crucial in animating their movements and reactions in the game.
York's this big, strong bear. One of our producers traveled up north, and he took video footage. We wanted to see how the actual bones and the arms were actually set up in these animals. We took his footage and we animated on top of that.
The Golden Compass introduces the alethiometer to the world. Gamers can learn how to use this truth-telling device, just as Lyra does in the movie.
We need a whole system based around the alethiometer. This tool is this fascinating object that Lyra is able to use to help overcome different series of challenges.
The alethiometer is one of my favorite sounds that we came up with. It's a complex watch-like device that discerns truth.
Keep the alethiometer to yourself. It's of the utmost importance to all of us, and perhaps to all creation.
Video games gives me that opportunity as an audio artist to basically think outside the box. It's a whole different animal, basically, because anything can happen in conjunction with anything else at any time.
Doing sound and music for the Golden Compass has been extremely challenging and rewarding. Jamie has done an amazing job as a composer.
First thing I did was actually just write the main theme for the game, which actually from that, bits and elements started coming to me for Lyra and Yorick, and they kind of meshed all together at once. Lyra is the little girl in the movie, and she's got a certain sense of childlike wonderment, but there's still a hint of something foreboding about her journey. With her, we kind of treated her with lighter instruments. Yorick is kind of primitive, so we represented him obviously with a bunch of drums.
As an orchestrator, one of the most important things I can do is to notate the music in such a way that the musician knows exactly what we want. A lot of conducting has to do with sort of reacting to what you're getting right then and there.
It's really come together far better than I think any of us would have imagined it would.
The Golden Compass is set to be released on multiple gaming platforms, bringing the movie's rich and exciting landscapes and vivid characters to interactive life, providing players with hours of challenging, adventurous, and rewarding gameplay. The Golden Compass video game will show you the way.